What's going on today, YouTubers? Welcome to another edition of Walking Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very highly anticipated production knife from Kizer. This is the new Kizer Feist. So this is the first front flipper that Kizer has produced, to the best of my knowledge, and the designer's name is Justin Lindquist. Very small, EDC friendly package, but let's go ahead and get into the specs before we start talking about all of that. So just over a 2.8 inch blade of CPM S35 VN in a, I guess, sheep's foot / Warncliffe blade shape, almost a swayback blade shape, really. Really great for smaller slicing tasks. The blade stock is relatively thin, even for the size of the knife, and they've got a really nice high flat grind, leaving it extremely thin behind the edge. You can see that edge is just crazy sharp. You could really do like all of your shaving needs could be met by this knife out of the box. It was just razor sharp. I took a nice line of hair off of my arm. So it's got a deep stone wash like most Kizer knives. Good for hiding wear, all that kind of stuff. No real fancy like swedges or anything like that. It's pretty plain as far as the grind goes, but I think that's a plus in the column of this knife because it's such a utility focused knife. I really wouldn't want to see too fancy of a grind. As far as decoration on the blade goes, you got your standard Kizer logo, model number and steel designation, and then obviously the name and designer on the lock side. So that's the blade. Handle length is just over 3.6 inches for an overall length of 6.5. And again, we have kind of a stonewashed, almost stonewash or bead blast. I guess I would call that bead blasted titanium. Very contoured. You can see it's rounded the entire way. And for a smaller knife, it fits very well in the hand. Even a full 4-finger grip works perfectly because you have the entire handle to use. There's your locking side. Very thin cutout for the lock bar. And obviously all the Kizer bells and whistles, the steel lock bar insert. Decorative pivot. 3D machined titanium pocket clip on the small side. I mean, it is a small knife, so I really wouldn't want a gigantic clip, but that is a very small clip. Not the greatest in and out of the pocket, but decent enough. You might have a tough time with thicker pants getting this into the pocket. We have a little mini back spacer, which is also contoured and rounded. And then other than that, it's an open design. This jimping here is from the front flipper tab, and doesn't really catch your finger when you're holding this in the saber grip. This does run on caged ceramic bearings. It's ceramic bearings in a plastic race, and then there are two washers that have grooves for the bearings to sit in. So it makes for some really snappy flipping action both ways. The lock bar tension is strong enough that it's not going to like drop closed. You can kind of shake it closed, obviously, but this isn't a drop close type of knife. For those of you like me who like to slowly roll these open. This isn't the best design for that. I would say probably the Trevor Burger EXK and the larger LEXK are a little bit better as far as that goes. But this is good for, you know, flicking open. You've got plenty of room there on the lip flip to kick it out. The locking side here, I will say, is a little bit busy for my taste. A lot of hardware going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws on the locking side. I mean, I get, obviously you need your screws for the lock bar insert, the pivot, the pocket clip, and then the spacer, but I feel like it could have been incorporated a little bit better. It's a very plain knife, extremely plain. I was surprised when it picked up so much traction in the knife collecting community. I think because it's the first real nicely done production front flipper, other than maybe the Boker, like it's the Boker EXK, the Excalibur, there it is. So really the first one done by one of the higher end Chinese companies, you know, with ceramic bearings and all that stuff. I think this is going to be an amazing like office type carry for those of you that work in an office setting. I don't know, fit and finish is also spectacular. Centering is dead on. I really do, I can't say enough about how well they did the contouring on this knife. It's so smooth everywhere. And for such a tiny knife that you can get a full grip on it, that's a super win in my book. Like I said, the edge is killer, just really great edge. That blade finish is going to do an excellent job of hiding wear, so this would be a really good like package destroyer type knife. If you work anywhere where you're constantly, you know, opening packages, opening mail, that kind of thing, this is going to be your best friend. Just, it's like purpose built for that. Obviously can do a whole lot more than that, but just the control you can get over this knife, you know, put your finger down the spine and then you've got complete control of the blade for like breaking down boxes, that kind of thing. It's also very sleek. Aside from the pocket clip maybe not being the most pocket friendly, the knife itself is extremely pocket friendly. It takes up almost no space. As far as how it's going to break in, I think it should do a fairly nice job of that. Right now the lock bar tension is pretty strong. That should lessen over time as we use it. You can already see that once that lock bar tension is released, the knife does kind of like drop shut. So who knows, maybe after a couple months of using this, we'll see that the blade does start to drop shut. Oh, I didn't even mention the hidden stop pin. There's a little hole cut out of the blade that the stop pin is then inserted into, and there's a track. You can see it there inside of the handle. See that little groove cut out of the handle? That's what the stop pin travels along, and then obviously once the knife reaches the open position, that stop pin reaches the end of the track. So you can kind of see it there. There you go. That's the stop pin. Very lightweight knife, 2.6 ounces, I believe. So very, very light. Just everything about the knife screams, you know, kind of like lightweight gentleman or office carry. There's nothing really intimidating about it. If you are one of those people that likes to play with a knife at their desk, this is definitely something that would, you know, keep your hands occupied while you're doing something else. So, great knife for that. That's it for my first impressions on the Kizer Feist. If anything really changes, obviously I'll update and do a different video, but that's pretty much everything. Oh, value. This goes for about $1.60 from all the major retailers, 160 to 170. I think that's fair. I mean, they're not reinventing the wheel here, but obviously a lot of work went into this with the contoured titanium, you know, the ceramic bearings, the ceramic detent, a premium blade steel S35VN. Again, it's a collaboration with a custom knife maker, Justin Lindquist. I think he's relatively new, but still he has to get paid. So yeah, I think 160, 170 is a pretty good price for this. It falls under the price of like the highly premium Kizer knives, and I think that's fair, but it's a little bit more than like you know, their cheaper run of knives. So I think right in that middle spot is a good place for this knife. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned. I have a ton more coming. This kind of jumped the line just because I wanted to give you guys my first impressions as quick as possible for those of you on the fence about this thing. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Take it easy.